How's it going, everybody? All right, I got another video lined up here, something that I learned from another book here. It's been life-changing for me personally. Um, and it seems like the more I use this knowledge, the more my life changes and the better it becomes. So the book at question is Nonviolent Communication by Marshall Rosenberg. Phenomenal book. Does a really good job of reading it. I got it on Audible. Very good job of narrating. And he talks about communicating with people in a way that does not need any sort of aggression or violence or animosity or anything. And to really get down to it, he breaks down the benefit of implementing the universal list of needs into your thought process when communicating with people, especially when that communication is becoming hostile or emotions are arising, anger, depression, whatever those emotions may be, negative emotions of some type. So I went on a bit of a rabbit hole with the universal list of needs. Started researching a lot of that, and it was like one light bulb after another with that research. So I put together a somewhat of a short, comprehensive list with the definitions. I'm going to read this off, and as I'm reading this, I want you to ask yourself, when have I had these needs met? Are they currently being met? When have I felt like these needs were not met? Are they not being met currently? And when have you had these needs directly violated or gone against or taken from you? And how did that make you feel? So that's very important. All right, so the list goes. There's 20 of these that I have outlined. First one is connection. There's a need to feel emotionally bonded and close to others. Connection provides a sense of belonging and security, fostering intimacy and cooperation. Number 2 is respect. The need to be treated with dignity and consideration. Respect acknowledges individuals' worth and validates their perspectives, promoting mutual understanding and harmony. Number 3, understanding. The need to be heard and comprehended by others. Understanding fosters empathy, and empathy facilitates effective communication and problem solving. Number 4, safety. The need for physical, emotional, and psychological security. Safety allows individuals to express themselves authentically and engage with others without fear of harm or judgment. Number 5, trust. The need to have confidence in oneself and others. Trust forms the basis of healthy relationships, enabling vulnerability and cooperation. Number 6, autonomy. The need for independence and self-determination. Autonomy empowers individuals to make choices aligned with their values and goals, fostering personal growth and fulfillment. Number 7 is love. The need for affection, care, and emotional connection. Love nurtures empathy, compassion, and resilience, enhancing well-being and satisfaction in relationships. Number 8, belonging. The need to feel accepted and included in social groups. Belonging provides a sense of identity and community, promoting emotional support and cooperation. Number 9, acceptance. The need to be valued and embraced for who one is. Acceptance cultivates self compassion and fosters authentic relationships built on trust and empathy. Number 10 is empathy. The need to understand and share others' feelings and experiences. Empathy facilitates emotional connection and promotes mutual understanding and support. Number 11, nurturance. The need to care for and be cared for by others. Nurturance fosters emotional well-being, resilience, and resilience, promoting empathy and cooperation in relationships. Number 12 is authenticity. The need to be genuine and true to oneself. Authenticity cultivates self-awareness and fosters deeper connections with others based on honesty and vulnerability. Number 13 is peace. The need for harmony and tranquility. Peace promotes emotional and physical well-being, facilitating conflict resolution and cooperation. Number 14 is a meaning. The need to find purpose and significance in life. Meaning provides direction and motivation, fostering resilience and fulfillment. Number 15, contribution. The need to make a meaningful impact and contribute to the well-being of others. Contribution promotes a sense of purpose, fulfillment, fostering a sense of interconnectedness and belonging. Number 16 is play. The need for creativity, spontaneity, and enjoyment. Playfulness promotes stress relief, creativity, and emotional connection, enhancing overall well-being and satisfaction. Number 17 is integrity. The need to act in alignment with one's values and principles. Integrity fosters self-respect and trustworthiness, promoting authenticity and ethical behavior. Number 18 is physical well-being. The need for adequate nutrition, rest, and exercise to maintain physical health. Physical well-being supports overall function and quality of life. Number 19 is emotional well-being. The need for emotional expression, regulation, and support. Emotional well-being promotes resilience, empathy, and effective communication. And lastly, spiritual well-being. The need for connection to something greater than oneself and a sense of purpose or meaning in life. Spiritual well-being provides a source of comfort, guidance, and inspiration, enhancing overall resilience and fulfillment. So, with that list, I have gone through this list over and over and over and over, and I have asked myself every single one of these, how did this get met? How does it get met? For me, every single person is different. Every single person has these needs filled in a slightly different way. But every single person has these needs, including children. This is not specific to any culture, any race, gender. Everybody has it, regardless of your age. Doesn't matter. Everybody has these needs. So me going through this with myself has really opened my eyes in understanding why I feel the way I do in a lot of scenarios. So there's been many times in the past, I'm not very proud of it, but in the past I've had we'll call it a short fuse or a bit of a loose cannon, hair trigger. I just got mad easy. And a lot of times I didn't know why. I just knew I was mad. And now that I'm looking at this, I'm starting to understand this. A lot of times I felt like I was being disrespected. A lot of times I felt like I wasn't being heard. Somebody wasn't trying to understand what I was saying. Now, granted, I probably wasn't explaining things very well. My communication skills haven't always been the best. The need for peace. Oh my goodness, parents out there, how many times have you gotten angry at your children because they're taking your need for peace and they're just stomping it in the ground, Children are not very good at bestowing peace in a household. Being a father of 3 young boys, trust me, I know. The need for order was another one. I don't think it was on that list, but the need for your own area to be the way that you want it, kind of thing. That's another big one. Kids kind of tend to mess things up a lot. Don't clean up after themselves. But hey, they're learning, right? So something that I think I've discovered in my past relationship with regards to my anger issues, and this is a little humbling for me to even admit, especially on a platform like this, but I think it's helpful to know. Being someone that had anger issues and did not know how to process through that emotion or fully understand what was causing that emotion, I would get loud. Now, I've never been the type to be physical towards anybody, but I would get loud and yell, and I would say hurtful things. And it was almost like in my emotionally immature state, I was trying to bestow the same feelings that I was having on someone else in order to get them to understand that feeling, which it's not going to work, right? Just because you're mad, if you make somebody else mad, it doesn't mean that they understand that you're mad. It just means that they're mad now. Same thing with being hurt. Just because you're hurt, if you hurt somebody else, doesn't mean that they understand how you feel now. That just means that they're hurt too. And if anything, it makes it that much more difficult for them to actually be able to understand where you're coming from. So some of the reactions in my past relationships made so much more sense with this knowledge. Now I understand why people acted the way they did, or reacted the way that they did whenever I got loud and yelled. And it's almost, I'm ashamed to even talk about it, because it's like, man, if I'd have known this back then, I wouldn't have been like that. I would not have needed to get angry. I wouldn't have had I mean, I still get angry. I still get sad. I still have these emotions, but it's like now I'm like, okay, well, you build this process in your mind. You say, okay, well, this is the feeling. This is how I feel. Why am I feeling this way? Well, what am I needing right now? As Marshall Rosenberg puts it, what's alive in you right now? Okay, well, let's take a dad and kid thing. Kids fighting in the house. I got boys. They fight all the time. My goodness. So I have the need for safety for my children. When they fight, that violates that need for safety. Mothers, I'm sure you can relate with that. It also violates my need for peace in my home. If they don't listen to me and ignore me when I'm trying to talk to them or tell them to stop, that violates the need to be understood and heard. If they backtalk, that violates my need for respect. So now I understand why I feel this frustration towards them. I can easily, or more easily, control my actions and allow my thought process to work through all this. And now that I understand it, it almost like it gives me the tool, like, okay, now I understand why I'm feeling the way I do. So now I don't need to act on those feelings. And equally, if not more important, they have needs too. I've gone through this whole list with my boys. Now, they're young. They're 4, 7, and 9. Okay? My 7-year-old and my 9-year-old fight more than any of the other ones. They're butting heads all the time. Going through this list and explaining everything the way that I am now to them, even as little kids, I have started to see their behavior change towards each other in a positive way. I kid you not, I have heard my 9-year-old tell his younger brother, "You are violating my need for peace and respect. Please get away from me." And instead of, before it would be like, just wham, no words said, just fist swinging, foot kicking, thrown object, whatever, you name it, little boys. So I would highly encourage every single person that sees this video, look into this and ask yourself the questions that I'd asked at the beginning. Ask yourself, are these needs being met? Are they being violated directly? Is somebody actively in your life? Are they violating those needs? Have you been able to communicate these needs to other people? Maybe if somebody else is not meeting this need, have you told them that this need is not being met? Do they even know that the need is not being met? Do they even know that the need is there to be met? Talk to your spouse. I'm sure that if you go over this list and say, hey, look, you're not meeting this need. Can you help me out with this? Are there any needs that you have that I'm not meeting? Can I help you out? It would greatly increase the value and the bond between spouses. Parents and children, same way, regardless of age. Again, I could go on and on with this topic. It's been a life changer to an extent that I never would have expected. I've been telling everybody I come across all this stuff. What needs do you have? What's not being met? So look into it. We'll go ahead and conclude with that. Look into that. Look into the book. It's Nonviolent Communication by Marshall Rosenberg. Amazing book. If you want to add another one that's on a similar topic, but doesn't exactly go over this particular list, it's Anger by Gary Chapman. That's another really good book. Talks about emotions and how to understand them. But this book was one of the top, I'd say one of the very top books that has changed my life significantly. And I encourage every one of you to check it out. I'll leave it off with that. That's the end of this video. I hope that everyone out there, wherever you're at, whatever you're doing, hope you have a wonderful day and a wonderful life. And may our Elohim give you peace and love and strength. So, till next time, folks, y'all have a good one.